Hey up and welcome to the last cast. We're going for a short session, probably an hour along the canal today. We're doing something a bit different for us. We don't tend to use rubber jigs much, but what we're going to do is use tiny little rubber jigs for perch and just see what we can come up with. Tackle wise, I've got my Savage Salt, I think it's called, lightweight rod. There's a review for this on Bobble TV too, if you want to have a look at it. Coupled to that, there's my Akuma, let me get this right, a Pixar, and it's the LS30. Again, we're going to be doing a review on that because it's a new setup. Coupled to that, I've got Power Pro braid. That's the Super Slick 8, I think it's called, and it's about £20. Onto that, I've then got some titanium traces that I make myself with tiny little setups. Yeah, I think that's about it's £12 is that, and that's made from the Not So Kinky. You supposedly can tie knots with it, but I tend to like to use the crimps, and what I do, because it's titanium and it's quite slippy, go back through it again. So basically you're going through the crimp once and round and back through, and then back through again and then crimp it. So you end up with a little loop just over your crimp. And then on there, we're just going to be using little jigs. At the moment, I've got a little twin tail on there with a red hook. I think they are from, if I remember correctly, from AGM Laws, the jigs. The other stuff that's been good for me for perch are the little Fox Rage, I think they are. That's got a bit of line attached to it. Spiky shads, there's a 10-gram head on that, and the body on that that's been good for me is the white with the gold. So it's a little bit roachy from that point of view. And we've got other stuff in here. We've got the spiky shads in different colours. I've got a little Capito there in silver, white, red and black, so we're going to be using those. So we're going to have a wander along the canal. That's the setup. Again, it goes without saying, as we say in all our vids, always have a wire trace on. I like the titanium because it sits deep, and what it also, when you're casting small lures around, the titanium adds a little bit of weight to it, but also they don't kink. So one little titanium trace might last you a whole season fishing for perch, and then see how you go. So we'll crack on, we'll get going on the canal, and we'll see what we can come up with, and we'll keep you updated as we're going along with what we're using and how we're doing it. Right, going to get first cast in with a jig, as I say, little white Fox Rage spiky shad, gold and white, 10-gram head. Just play it low and deep, see what happens. Letting these go right down to the bottom, and then just slow retrieve so it keeps some depth. A lot of rubbish in here, that's the only trouble. It's the opposite of a marina, but that's some good fish right in the edge. So I think I'll have a cast down the bank and then just retrieve it up the bank. Again, just feeling the bottom. Done alright with these in the past on canals for perch. No, snag. And then we're free again. Bob, the cameraman, looks like he's got into something. Looks halfway decent. Oh, now he's lost it. I think it was a snag personally. You see me just jiggling it then, that's when you just hitting a snag or something on the bottom. You just jiggle it and it'll come over it, but also just in case it's a fish. It's another good reason with the coloured rod tip, as you can, as well as feel what's going on, you can pretty much see it. I'm going to have a few more casts with this white and gold, and then I'm going to probably switch to a green with a red head and see what that does. Oh, is that a fish? Oh yeah, we're in. I think it's a pike the way it's going. It's come off. Pretty sure that was a pike. If it was a perch, it was a good one. Took it on the drop. I wasn't sure whether it was on. As I say, if that was a perch, it would have been a very good one. Maybe should have struck a bit harder, but to start with I wasn't convinced it was on. Could have been a perch, I didn't see it, but felt more violent. Maybe I won't change it just yet. Although a change of colour can make a big difference. You'll have seen in one of our other videos, we're doing a bit of drop shotting, and I chucked all my usual stuff at them, couldn't get a bite. Switched over to a little white grubby thing, and wasn't even hitting the bottom before we were hooking. So again, just shows you that it depends on what they're after. Right, let's try and get over there again. Little duckling going after it. It's feeling the bottom there, there's a bit of a snag or something. Sometimes when you're feeling that snag, that's when you're sort of waiting for the bite, because the perch have a tendency to sit in and amongst it. There's a peg we fish on the river, and we know where the snag is. Providing we can get over the snag, we'll always pull a perch out of it. But you do run the risk of obviously snagging. I think I lost whatever that was because it ran towards me. Pretty sure it was a little pike. Right, I'm not getting any perch action on this, so I'm just going to change the colour. Same thing, same size, but different colour. He says, do I have in it? Yes, we do. Right, chartreuse, bit of a glow to it with a orange head, so sort of typical pikey perchy colours. Same size jig head, 10 gram. Let's see if that makes any difference. As I say, just had the one hit and fish on, which we think was a pike. Losing a few fish this morning, aren't we? It's one way you can tell you're on the bottom. You're picking all the debris up. Let's go over where we had that bite again. And it go down. Seems to be shallower over there and then deepen and then deeper again towards this bank. Mobs has just had another one on and lost it. Hook's fine, yeah? Because I've changed the colour, I'm just going to cast down the banks again. Because it can make all the difference. You could fish a spot with the wrong colour all day and never hook up. Don't know what makes them change from one thing to another, but they do. More than likely light conditions or something like that. Right, this looks a perfect spot. We've got boats on both sides, locks there, so it should be a bit deeper. I'm going to cast down the side of this boat. I'll start off into this corner in front of the boat first. Just unhook that tail. That'll be the kiss of death now. I've said it's a perfect spot. Let's chuck this jig. Perfect. Now, let's have a few just under the front of this boat. Bottom's clear by the feel of it. Just keep bringing it in past me to see whether there's anything following it. I'll say I'm doing some brilliant casting, but there don't appear to be any bloody fish, which is surprising. I'm going to have a few casts around with this one, and then I might switch over to I've got some pure white and Chartreuse twin tails on red hooks. Right, I'm going to switch my lure and go smaller, but they're like a little luminous twin tail. Red hook, about 5 grams in weight, if I remember correctly. And they literally just look like a maggot with 2 tails on it. Don't know whether you can pick that up on camera. Just thought it looked good because it matches my rod. See if the fish like it as well. Oh yeah, that looks good. Let's try under here again. Even though you've fished a spot, if you change your lure, fish the same spot again. Because as I say, we've had situations where we've chucked everything and nothing's happened. Then all of a sudden you just come up with a different lure or rubber or whatever, and suddenly you're catching fish. Good action on these. It's just a little bit tight on the reel where I'd had that snag thing. Because it's lighter, just a bit slower to keep it down on the depth. Oh, and we're in. Shows you a bit of a change. Didn't know I had that. Doesn't feel massive, feels perchy as well. But hey, it just shows you. Don't think I need to net that one. Little red hook, little twin tail grub, and there we go. Same spot I've been fishing. Let's try again. Down the side of this boat. Putting my rod tip over this side, so it's, as I'm bringing it in, it's taking it towards the boat. I think I'm getting bites here. I'm pretty sure they were bites, but not hooking up. Funny little thing, I don't know whether you can pick it up on camera. It literally is like a maggot body with then two tails, and it goes like that in the water. Gives quite a vibration. Bob's is rolling his eyes. Won't be long before he's coming to me saying, "Hey, you got any of them twin tails? I've heard they're awesome." Just bringing it past the spot where I thought I was getting taps before. If you're getting taps, try it slower and try it faster. And sometimes you find when you speed it up, they almost go into panic mode because they don't want to lose it and they hit it. Just going to have a couple of chucks at this reed bed. Perch just gone through and churned it up, so. Whoa, right in the edge. I literally was about to lift that. Come on, little perch. Wrapped yourself around my line. Pity I didn't have a GoPro on then. Literally, right in the edge here. I'm going to just drop him in. There we go. Came right out from under the cover, that, literally as I was lifting it. That was on the little hey, you done the same? On the little twin tail with red hooks. I think these were from AGM, if I remember correctly. Both the jigs and the things, AGM lures. I think we're getting shot at. Bob's has got on one. Is it a good one? Yeah, that's where that. Yeah, that's where that one came from, right under my rod tip. They've obviously moved for the boat. And we're in again. Oh, and we're out. They're literally, I don't know whether they're following us across or they're just within 3 foot of the bank, but they seem to be coming up from the same spot. So I'm just going to really slowly, same again. Trouble with that one, it was so close in under my rod tip I couldn't actually strike or do anything with it. Yo, yes, same spot again. Bit bigger. Well, it's not a bad fish actually. They're obviously just sitting literally over the lip. That's a beautiful coloured perch, that. Again, I'm just going to slip him in the edge. Right down there. Just try to that side a bit. Yeah, boat's just gone up and it seems to push the perch right in under the rod tip. Now the trouble is you tend to find if there is a shoal there, you'll get 1 or 2 out and then it seems to spook them a bit. Bob's is getting the same behind the camera, right under the rod tip, so they maybe pushed him in all the way up. Could be good. No, it seems to have quietened off a bit. I'm just going to chuck it slightly to the side and then we'll make a move. As I say, we tend to find that you'll get 2 or 3 out, whatever it is, and then it seems to die a death. But then when you come back down, they'll have settled down and you'll pick them up again. Right, one last cast, as we say. Let it hit the bottom and then mega slow. The other thing with these light jigs is you've a lot less chance when you're pulling them through weeds and stuff of snagging them up, because they do have a tendency to just bounce over. Whereas the 10 gram one I was using earlier hugs the bottom nicely, but it's got more weight to drag you into the weeds. I know I said one last cast, but this will be it. Oh, and we're in, same spot again. Just lift him up. Another nice little perch. Nicely hooked in the lip. There we go. Let's pop him back. Whoa, in. Nearly went myself then. That's one way of releasing them. They're literally within 3 foot of the bank. Seem to be in a line, but literally right on the bottom. As you can see, I'm hardly retrieving this. Bob's is getting the same result with the maps. Right. 15th last cast. Oh, that was a big perch. I reckon a couple of pound. Literally, it followed me all the way in. I didn't see it till the last minute, and then it was too close to strike or do anything. And I have another one, and then I might put one of the twin tails on because they're really good for close in. That was at least a couple of pound. Bugger. When they're right under your tip, there's not a lot you can do apart from let it jig back down, but 9 times out of 10 that just spooks them and they're off. Right, I'm going to switch over and put on a little Capito twin tail. Not Capito, sorry. Little AGM twin tail. Because they give off a lot of vibration, and I'll probably go for the white, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Tiny, it's like a little maggot, twin tails on it. Gets a sort of different vibration, but it's very good at inducing strikes. And again, I've got a little red hook on a jig head. Just puts a bit of colour into whatever you've got and a bit of shimmer. Right, that was a bugger of a moment. It was a good perch, that was. Just came up behind it. Let it go down. No, nothing that time. Let's try to the side. Presume that followed it across, but it could have come up from underneath. Right, might same again, let it drop. but then I'm going to do a bit faster retrieve just to see if I can induce a strike. Might be worth just getting Bob's with his spinner to have a go here as well, because sometimes that spinner can just fire them up. No, I think probably missed my chance there. Oh, is that a tap then? Is it on the drop? Seems to be over by the other bank, getting taps on the drop. Oh, you did it again. It literally is right under the bank. I'm just going to try and jig for that. Oh, come on. See ya, I can see it. Oh, come on. It literally is. I don't know if you can see how close in I am. It's right under the edge of the bank here. And it keeps following it around, and it won't bloody strike. Look at me. Come on. Just trying to make the lure look distressed. Can't see the perch now. Breathe. No, not having it. Not having it. I think it's gone. Let's try again. It was following it. Just not. No, no. Just not. More inquisitive rather than smashing it. Bugger. Well, that potentially was a little bit exciting. I reckon that was at least a couple of pound. But they don't get that big by being stupid. And then you saw how close I was jigging for it, and it was literally just sat here. Something's just come up there in front of me, so I'm just going to have one more cast. But it was literally sat down here, just following my lure around. It's like that with pike. You tend to find if you get a pike following a lure, they don't usually go for it. It's more inquisitive than anything else. The pike takes are usually the ones you don't see. I'm going to have one more cast and then bring it into the same spot that it was, and then we'll move. Otherwise I'm going to spend all day here fishing for something I'm probably not going to catch. Right, we're going to have a few casts around this here, and then I think we'll call it a day. So we've sort of shown you through a bit of jig fishing, and to be fair, it's done all right today. I think it's probably just slightly outfished the MEPS, but then again, I've been fishing more than Bob's has been fishing, so argument for that. But yeah, if you like what you see, subscribe. Obviously click on the bell so that you get your updates through, and any questions, feel free to drop them on the bottom and we'll hopefully come back to you, and we'll see you next time on Last Cast.